Hello, everyone, and thank you for tuning into another episode of the Before I Go podcast. Thanksgiving is right around the corner, and I have a question. Have you done your shopping? Thanksgiving is always the fourth Thursday in November without fail, but for some reason this year it feels like it just popped out of nowhere. It's already Thanksgiving, and to answer my own question, no, I have not done any shopping. Mainly because for the first time in decades, I am not hosting Thanksgiving. I'm not cooking at all. Thanksgiving is my absolute favorite holiday, and anyone who knows me knows that. I love everything about it. I believe it started when I was a kid and I would wake up to the smells. Thanksgiving smells are the best smells. Do not at me. You cannot argue that point. When I got married, moved to Virginia, I started making my own Thanksgiving meals. It became my tradition. I'd do the big shopping and start cooking on Wednesday, and I loved every second of it. Making the sweet potato pies and cleaning the greens and buying a fresh, not frozen turkey. It started out just me and my husband and the kids. Then it turned into me and the kids and whoever else wanted to stop by. When my sisters and mother moved here, it really turned into a big deal. Why did I decide to stop if I loved it so much? Because things change. My kids are older and don't live here anymore. My son is married and likes to spend the day with his in-laws, and I don't want him to have to split his time if he doesn't want to. Also, and this is the main reason, I have completely changed my diet and became a vegetarian over a year ago. And honestly, the thought of buying and preparing a turkey and a ham and collard greens with neck bones and dressing with sausage, plus my famous seafood casserole, the thought of that, it's just too much. Making all that food that I won't eat is illogical to me. For me, food is about love. And I would not put any love into preparing that meal. So at the beginning of the year, I told my sister that I would not be hosting, and she happily decided to take the reins. I'll bring one of my favorite vegetarian dishes and some non-alcoholic cocktails and enjoy the day with my family. I feel really good about my decision because I knew when it was time to stop, and I stopped. I haven't always been the best at knowing when something was over and leaving. Historically, I have the tendency to overstay my welcome, so to speak, staying with men even after they have made it clear that they're no longer interested, staying at jobs that made it clear that I was no longer a valued member of the team. It can be hard to leave people in situations. We don't always want to be the one who's leaving. You don't want to ask yourself, did I leave too soon? Was there still something there? Leaving can be risky, but you have to learn how to trust your gut because staying too long can be much more painful. When you stay too long, you risk your dignity and your self-respect, in my opinion. For example, if you're in a job that unfairly passes you over for a promotion that you absolutely deserved and you accept that, you have let them know that they can treat you any type of way and they will continue to do so. Slowly but surely, they will chip away at your self-esteem by giving you assignments that are less challenging. You'll stop being invited to certain meetings, and no one is asking for your opinion anymore. They won't fire you, but they will make you miserable until you decide to quit. Another example, if you're in a relationship and your partner stays out all night without calling and without an explanation, if you accept that, then that is the same thing as giving permission to do it again, and they will do it again. Bottom line, you have to recognize when something is over and make a decision either to change the situation, if it can be changed, or leave. No, it's not easy, but I know for me, it has been beneficial for my own mental health. I'm not advocating running away from every situation that's uncomfortable for you. Sometimes stuff is going to be uncomfortable. What I'm saying is that you need to recognize when something is over and act accordingly and in your best interest. Sometimes we have to admit that there's just no hope. My favorite television show is Schitt's Creek. If you haven't heard of it, check it out on Netflix. It's fantastic. The show was a perfect 6 seasons, and it won several Emmy Awards last year. The creators decided to end the show when they were finished telling the stories they wanted to tell. They didn't wait for the audience to be like, enough already. How many times have you lost interest in a show that just seemed to go on and on for no reason? I can name a few. Don't be that show that goes on and on for no reason. Know when it's over and make a decision before the decision is made for you. I would have been devastated if I kept on trying to host Thanksgiving and my family had to tell me, this just ain't working no more. Think about it. Well, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you have a restful and blessed Thanksgiving. I will be doing a virtual race called the Turkey Trot, probably an 8K, on Thanksgiving morning and enjoying time with my family later that day. Before I go, let me share this with you from Jim Henson. We see with our eyes. We know with our hearts. I'll see you next time.